Hey everyone, Drew Murray here from D20 Advice, and I went live on the wrong account. So this is a second attempt because screw downloading and re-uploading. I can more concisely say things now. So this is my 30-day world, a project started by Absolute Tabletop. I've got a Kickstarter, go check it out. This is an awesome project. World of the Taihun. Go watch the other videos for context. Day 10 is all about factions and which faction in your world is most feared and reviled. It depends on where you are. There is no one feared and reviled faction. As far as the Taihun is concerned, it's the Mind Flayers. As far as the people that worship the Taihun is concerned, it depends on their own individual views on the matter. The humans are scared of the Cursed Children, sometimes referred to as the Shadow Children. They are only referred to as the Shadow Children when people mistake this Thieves Guild for also being an Assassin's Guild. There are 3 assassins that operate in the township of Summergleam. Everyone thinks that they are part of a broader conspiracy and that they have more connections than they do. They're just very good at their job. So they make people think that they're this massive shadow organization. Excuse me. The Cursed Children are just a street gang. They want more power. They want more clout. So they will seek out magic and artifacts that will help them secure their power. They have like a Fagin type leader. So even though the street gang isn't made of children, it does have someone who is manipulating people's vitriol towards the establishment and that sort of thing to try and rile them up into a frenzy and get them working for them. So there is someone at the top of the pyramid raking in all the rewards, and they want more power to secure the power that they already have so that no one can dethrone them. But also they would like to destabilize the local governments and just sort of be on their own without having to go out and do the work of building a settlement. So there's those. The elves fear the dwarves. They don't like them. They don't trust them. The dwarves are this hippie commune of democracy with a king and queen that act as figureheads, generals, and administrators. They don't make the rules, they just enforce them. It's the rule of the people that happens in Dwarven Kingdoms, whereas the elves have a strict hierarchy. It is whoever's at the top makes the rules, and you got to filter it down. So it's this like proper Game of Thrones, World of Darkness style scheming and maneuvering among elven kingdoms. So each city-state is entirely independent, despite the fact that everyone's related. So elves are entirely immortal in the world of the Taihun. The lords and ladies of the particular city-states, they're all cousins of each other, and they're aware of the familial connections. They can draw the family trees and things. So they don't like each other. They have spent so long with scheming that they don't know anything else. They don't know how to behave otherwise. So they are constantly on the lookout for knives in each other's backs. So for the elves, the dwarves and other elves are feared factions. Lots of elven knowledge is held by the elven king in his vault. The elven queen, who decided to separate from the elven king some centuries ago, she has a lot of the actual power, whereas the king hoards the knowledge. So they are the power and knowledge are divorced from each other, and the king and queen are divorced from each other. So the elves as a race can't really get together, but they're comprised of multiple individual political entities. So in the play of the game, it's a roll of the dice whether or not you get a nice lord or not. The dwarves just fear instability in general. There's like a low buzz of distrust for the druid order because they act as sort of like special forces police units. They just come in, fix a problem, and bust out. And sometimes they fix problems that people don't think are problems because the druids have like a global view of the matter. And some people, even like tinfoil hat, theorize that the druids are bettering the crop yields in some kingdoms and worsening it in others to pull the strings in various directions. The moment you get out of the continent of Enon and further north to the mountains of Ferrigion, you start dealing with giants and dragons and beholders and orcs and just massive creatures and civilizations that are old and weathered rather than old and refined and civilized. So you've got giants in the massive subterranean cities. You've got the outposts out in the cold winds, and they fear the beholders because the beholders are just mad, crazy magic things that have loads of slaves. The aboleths as well are basically subterranean beholders from a certain point of view. So yeah, they just have massive swathes of kingdoms and just want to spread out and be the one and only thing. So giants fear them and fight them an awful lot. But they also have an understanding that dragons are dangerous. They are scheming. And that the dragons are probably behind the fact that beholders and aboleths are right outside their front door. Orcs, they also understand that dragons are the scheming lot, but they rightly fear the beholders and aboleths and other things. The Taihun themselves in their spaceship at the end of the universe, they fear the mind flayers, the Illithids. They fear their coming. So everyone's got their own fears. There is no one feared faction. A farmer in the middle of Summergleam cares not a jot for your Illithid problems or for dragons. As far as they're concerned, if a dragon comes, a militia will be formed and it will be brought down and skinned and harvested for various parts. That's what most people feel about dragons, because that's what's happened to dragons historically in the South. What they don't know is that dragons are secretly masquerading as some elves and hiding out in caves in the South and trying to stop the spread of northern dragon influence down in the South. So they've secretly been protecting everyone down in the South, but no one really knows that. So they're not feared because no one knows. Yeah, there's no one feared thing. Everyone's got their own fears. So yeah, thanks for watching and listening, and carry on with your day. Do whatever you like. I'm not your mum. Bye.